So hello everyone, today we are going to start with day 7 of AutoCAD, in which we are going to see some powerful modification tools which will make an impact while drawing and modifications. So to start with, first we are going to see array command. It is also known as pattern command. For that we are going to make one rectangle here. So there are total 3 types of array. We are going to see all the 3 types. First we are going to make one rectangle 20 tab 20. Now we need to pattern this rectangle in a rectangular form. So we'll start with array command. We can see here in modification tab, array command is given and there are total 3 types. First one is rectangular array, second is path array and third one is polar array. So we are seeing the first type. Select the type, select the required object to array. Now we can see there are total 3 rows and 4 columns by default coming. In above ribbon you can see number of columns and number of rows are also given. The center to center distance columns is 30 and same for that rows. The center to center distance between row spacing is 30 mm. So if you want to change the values, you can change it directly from here. We can also see one command, that is associate. It means all the patterns being made will be associated with each other, or we can say are connected with each other. Next, I'll change the number of columns. I'll say 6 here. So the number of columns are now 6. If I want to change the spacing, I am going to say 60 mm as center to center spacing between columns. So we can see here spacing is being changed. Say escape, say DI, enter, and now we can see the center to center distance, that is coming 60 mm between columns, and in rows it is coming 30. Now if I want to edit the array, again I'll click once, the above ribbon will appear again, and here we can change the values. So if I want to change the number of rows now, I'll say 5. I'll change the column spacing first. This time I'll say 40 mm only. And the row spacing we are going to take here as 25. Say close array. And now we can see this pattern is being made from one rectangle to multiple rows and columns. Spacing we can adjust according to the need. You just need to click once and the options for editing will appear here. I can also change the number of rows and columns by clicking on this arrow. You just need to click here and you can change or drag the number of rows or columns if you want to increase or decrease. So I'm going to increase here. Same way the upper arrow for row, and you can see the inside arrows are also there. So this horizontal arrow will be for spacing between columns. I'm going to say 30, and this inside arrow will stand for spacing between rows. I'm going to click it and say 30 mm. So here the rectangular array has been used and this pattern has been made. Say escape. Next we are going to see path array. For that we are going to take one spline. Shortcut key for spline is SPL, enter. So we have started with spline. Say enter to end this spline here. Now we'll make one circle. I'll take this circle as 15 mm radius. Now the circle is to be patterned along this spline. For that we are going to say array command. Shortcut key AR, enter. Select the object, say enter again, and type we are going to select this path. Select the path curve and the pattern has been made. We can see the items coming are 13 and the spacing between each item is coming 45. So the center to center spacing is coming 45 and the total number of items that are placed on this path are 13. If I want to change the items, I'll just click off this option. You can see at the above ribbon. You just need to click on this hashtag sign and we can change the number of items. If I go for higher value than 13, it will not support as the path is ending occupying only 13 items. But if I go for the lower number than 13, it will change. So I'll take the number here as 10. So item numbers are 10 now. We can see it is updated. And now the spacing between item is 45. I'm going to change it. I'm going to say 60 here. So now the spacing is also been adjusted here. But we need to keep in mind the items and the spacing will only be adjusted according to the path length. So if the number of the item count and the spacing is exceeding more than the path length, it will not occupy the entities along the path. This thing is to be noted here. Say close array and finish. Next we are going to go for circular array, or we can also say polar array. For that I'm going to make one circle here. We are going to make one entity. Now we need to pattern this entity along the circle. We can say circular pattern or polar pattern. For that, say shortcut key AR, enter for array command. Select the objects to be patterned. Select the type of pattern we want. So I'm going to take polar. Now it is asking for specifying the center point of array. So we are going to take the circle center point. Now it will ask you to show the number. Now I'll input the number here. So the total items by default coming are 6. We are going to say here 10 items. And we can see this array has been completed. Now all the entities in this pattern are coming within the angle of 360 degrees. Suppose if I want to change this fill angle, we can see here this option, that is fill angle. It is coming 360. Suppose I want all the items to come within 180 degrees, then I'm going to change this value here. Now all the items are coming with the fill angle of 180 degrees. If I want to change the direction, just click on this direction option above the ribbon, and you can see this direction is been changed. Now the next thing in polar array, when you select this polar array, we can see this in between angle. It is coming 20 degrees now. So this angle is referred to two lines between these two circles. To highlight that, we are going to make two lines here. Click on this pattern. Now you can see these two lines are having some angle that is nothing but 20 degrees in between angle. If you want to change this in between angle, we can change it. So now the angle between each circle is coming 30 degrees. It is updated now. I'll take this line here. So I'm talking about this angle. It is updated to 30 degrees. So in this way you can change the in between angle also. But as soon as you change the in between angle, this fill angle also changes. Earlier it was 180 degrees. Now it is coming to 70. Again if I say 20 degrees, this fill angle will change to 180 degrees. Say close array and finish. Now when you click on this array command, you can see all the entities are coming associated. So if I want to break down these entities, so as to trim the objects better, you need to go and select explode command. Shortcut key X, enter. Select the patterned object, say enter. When you click on this object now, after exploding, it is selected individually. Means it is exploded here. Earlier it was associated, now it is exploded. Same thing here also. As soon as I click once, all the entities are being selected. Say X, enter. Now each entity is selected individually as they are not associated now after exploding. So these are the three types of array command, that is polar, rectangular and path array. Next thing we are going to see here is scale command. For that we have drawn one rectangle here. We'll apply the layer of dimensions. We need to change the size of the text so as to understand the values. Say modify, fit, n times, primary unit as 0, 0. Say delimiter as period. Select the text color, I'm going to say yellow. Alignment as horizontal. Set current and close. So now these values are readable. We are going to go for scale command. So the shortcut key for scale command is SC, enter. Select the objects to scale. Say enter. Specify any base point. You can take any point for the base reference. I'm going to take the center one only. Now you can see these values are coming 222 at upper side and 241 at the right side. So when you click on specify base point, by default scale factor will be 1. And if I want to decrease the size of this rectangle, we need to go below the 1 value. That is maybe in zeros, 0.1, 0.2, 0.8. And if I want to increase the value, we are going to take the value above 1. So I'm going to place the base point first. After placing the base point, it is asking for the scale factor. I'm going to say 2 as the scale factor. So you can see these values are also doubled here. So the scale command not only scales the geometry, but also the values are being updated by scaling the geometry. Again, if I want to take the half size of this, I'll say SC, enter. Select the objects to scale, enter. Specify the base point, and for half I'm going to take the scale factor as 0.5, that is below 1 only. Again it is updated with the values. Now if I want to increase this rectangle size by 20%, then the scale factor should come 1.2, as 1 is referring to 100% and 2 is referring to 20%. So again scale command, SC, enter. Select the objects to scale, say enter again, specify the base point, and then if I want to increase the value by 20%, then I'm going to say 1.2. Say enter. These values are also been updated with the scale factor. If I want only to keep the 70% size, again say SC, enter. Select this rectangle, say enter, specify the base point, and now if I want to keep the size as 70% only, it is coming below 100%, so the scale factor will come 0.7. Now the size is updated only to 70% of the original one. So in this way we can change the scales, but we also need to keep in mind after scaling the objects, the dimension values also change. Now the next command we are going to see here is Polyline Command. Shortcut key for Polyline Command is PL enter. PL enter. I'm going to make some lines here, and when I click on this line, it is selected as a combined line. It is because we are using this command, that is Polyline. Same thing I do with regular line. We are making some lines more here, and when I click this line, it is select individually. So this is the difference between polyline and regular single line. Objects made by the polyline are combined objects, also known as polyline objects, such as rectangles, but objects which are not made by polyline will be selected with individual lines only. Next command we are going to see here is Lengthen Command. So this command is used only to change the length of the lines. Suppose if I am going to keep this line length as 100 mm, and now we'll go for the Lengthen Command. Shortcut key LEN, enter. Select the first type as delta. So if I want to increase the value in the length, then I need to add the value here. Say delta length as 50 mm. I'm taking this value positive, so it is going to add the distance here. Means when I click the line, this length will be increased here. Suppose I'm taking again delta, put the value as 50 only. So whenever you click at any end, the length will be increased from that side. If I want to decrease this value, say repeat lengthen, say delta. Now as I am decreasing the length, we are going to take this value in minus sign, minus 30. So at whatever end I click, this length will be minus 30 from that side. You can see here, again minus 30 from this side, and now the total length is coming 140. Next type in Lengthen Command, there are total 4 types. First we have seen, second one is percent. So whatever the length is, the percentage it is taking here as 100%. Basically the percentage is 100%. If I want to double the length of the line, then I'm going to put this value as 200. Say enter and click at the any end. The length will be increased and the line will be doubled in size. So earlier it was 140, now it is coming 280. I'll repeat this Lengthen Command. If I want to decrease the length by percentage, I'll take this percentage value below the 100%. Suppose I want only the 70% of the length of this line. So I'm going to put the percentage as 70 only, and click at any end. From that end the length will be decreased. So we can see here, this value is updated to 196 now. Only 70% of the length is remaining of the earlier length. Repeat Lengthen Command. The next type is total. So in total, we just need to apply the total length we require for the line. So here I need the total length to be taken here as 158.7. I'm taking the odd number. I'll type here 158.7. Say enter. And when you click the line, the length will be increased or decreased according to the value we have given. So now this length has been decreased here, but the final length we are going to get here is 158.7 only. Just check here. The value is coming 158.7. Whatever the total length you want, you can give the value in total, and that value will be updated there. Repeat it. Say lengthen total. I want this time the value as 90 mm. Click on the line. It will either increase or decrease according to value. Now it has been decreased, and we can check the total here. It is coming 90 only. So this was the third type in lengthen. Next we are going to repeat the lengthen again, and last one is dynamic. You just need to click and drag. It will increase and decrease the values according to the drag position. If I am going in positive side, the value will be increased. If I am going in negative side, the value will be decreased. Next command we are going to see here is construction line. So it is an infinite line which can be taken in angles as well as in ortho modes, that is vertical or horizontal. So the command we are going to get here in this draw tab, we can see this third option, that is construction line. Shortcut key for construction line is XL, enter. It is used for projecting the views. Suppose if you are referring orthographic views, we can see the front view feature in top view by referring these lines, whether it is coming in alignment or not. So you just need to click wherever you want, and this construction line will take place there. You can see this vertical line and horizontal line it is been showing, and it is infinite line. So if I drag the cursor, you can see this line is coming infinite. We are not defining any length, but we can define angle if you want. Again, construction line. Now I want this line to be taken at 45 degrees from this referring point. So just put off the ortho mode, say tab, and put up the angle. You don't need to put up the length, just angle by using tab command. Now this angle has been given, and this construction line is coming at 45 degrees this time. We can also use construction line in one direction, that is known as ray. Shortcut key for ray is RAY, enter. And this time this construction line is only made, but only at one direction, not on the opposite direction. You can see here, if I take it on the upper left side, it is not coming at the lower right side. Only at the one side direction it is coming. You just need to put up the angle. I'll set tab at 135. So in this ray, only at one side the line is coming, not on the opposite side. You can see here, it is kind of construction line only, but at one direction. Next command we are going to see here is donut. So shortcut key for donut command is DO, enter. You need to specify the inside diameter and outside diameter to make the donut. If I want to put the input value of the inside diameter, I'm going to take it small only as compared to outside diameter. So the value I'm going to take here is 20 mm for the inside diameter and 40 mm for the outside diameter. So now wherever I place this donut, it will be placed there. These are nothing but donuts. If I want to change the colors, we can change the colors also. They can be used to specify any mechanical elements such as washes. The inside diameter was 20, the outer diameter is coming 40. So this were the commands for today. In the upcoming lectures, we are going to complete the further commands. Till then, continue watching the AutoCAD series and do like, share and subscribe the channel, that is 4 Dimensions Infotech. For today, we'll complete here. Thank you.